And welcome back to the halftime show here on the PAC Sports Network. I'm Jared Barton, joined alongside sophomore guard Adam Bosco. Adam, for Saint Vincent College, glad to have you along here on the halftime program and hope everything's going well with you.
Yes, sir. Thank you for having me.
So I saw when I was going through some of the bios of the players for the Bearcats this year, a lot of players come from Florida. And I sort of joke, it's sort of a pipeline, right? St. Vincent College serves as a pipeline for some Florida players. What exactly attracted you to the college, and how has life been on campus for 2 years at St. Vincent?
Coach Fields, he's one of our assistant coaches. I knew him from Florida, as did a lot of our Florida guys. He got a connection with all of us, and he got us up here, brought us to the cold weather. Past 2 years been good. It's a big change, you know. It's cold weather, completely different, snow, stuff I'm not seeing on a daily basis in Florida. So, but it's been good, growing as a person, growing as an adult, and it's just been great. So it's a big change being so far away, but it's been great to come here, be able to play basketball, be able to go to school.
And speaking of growth, one player, rather a coach who was a former player that can really provide some help in terms of that growth is head coach Terrence Smith, who was one of the more prominent players for St. Vincent College in his time, went on to have a illustrious career in the military as well. What are some qualities that Coach Smith brings to the table each and every day for you?
Coach Smith every day, he wants us to come in there, he wants us to work. He preaches, we got to defend. This year we've been having some struggles and stuff, but, we preach every day. He preaches, hard work every single day, stuff that he would see in the military, stuff that, he's seen in his career. I mean, second on all-time leading scorer. So, I mean, he knows how to play the game. He knows the game. So it's great having him as a coach, having somebody that, has done it. So, and he's won before, so he knows how to win. So even though right now, no matter what struggles we're going through, it's struggles he's been through as well. So it's good having him.
So how about we'll turn to your season so far. Last year, you got to play in about 6 games. Of course, it was shortened because of the pandemic. This year, you've played in pretty much every game, and you actually have some starts under your belt as well. What has that been like? Has it been a different challenge for you coming off the bench and playing more time in a prominent role, or is this something you're used to?
It was something to get used to, for sure. Getting a feel for the game. The speed's different than high school, so it's definitely been a change. And last year I got a taste of it, but it feels good to be out there this year and get a real feel for it. And hopefully we can just keep growing as a team. Hopefully I can keep growing as a player, and we can, win some games.
Now, no upperclassmen on the team for this year, which is kind of interesting, which means that you have to dive in and find a leader or maybe a couple of leaders in the freshman and sophomore ranks. Is there anybody on the top of your head that steps into that leadership role? Who has really filled that leadership void left by graduation of seniors from last year?
Our 2 captains, myself and Asian, feel like every day on a consistent basis. We're trying to lead the group. Being guards, we gotta be loud. We have to talk. We got to be the floor generals. So we try to do that every day in practice on the floor. Freshman's Ethan Dunsey. I mean, he's a freshman, but he's got a voice, and he really does. He steps up and he leads for his group, and for all of us.
Yeah, and that's great, especially being a first-year player coming out of Western Pennsylvania. Ethan has as well, so he's not too far away, at least in terms of travel from his hometown. I'm sure he sort of feels comfortable making his way out to St. Vincent. But back to Ossian, this is a kid who really looked like a major leader on the floor when I did get to see him against Geneva College a couple of weeks ago. What are some great qualities that he brings to the team other than his leadership?
He wants to win. He goes out there and puts it out on the floor every single night. No matter what we need from him, we need him to score. We need him to, facilitate. He does it all. He plays defense, and he really tries to get everything out of every guy, down the line, no matter who it is. And that's been big for us.
Another fellow sophomore is Nelson Etuk. And he can take the game by storm as well, if you will. What qualities has he brought to the table that maybe you guys really appreciate in the locker room?
He's a dog. He'll rebound for you. He's doing a lot of the dirty work. Getting blocks, getting back on defense. I mean, he's a high flyer. He's brings a lot of energy, and it's something we need on a consistent basis. Energy, energy, energy. We preach it every day, and he brings it.
Another player who seems to provide some spark out on the court is a JUCO transfer in Jabin Millian. Hasn't played many games with Saint Vincent so far, being that this is really his first few months on campus, but has seemed to make an immediate impact. And what can you say to Millian's game so far?
Javen, he got here. He had to deal with some COVID stuff, so he hasn't really seen the floor as much. And he goes out there and he puts it all out there. He scores, he does everything, he rebounds, and he is a high energy guy too. He wants to go out there, he wants to get buckets for us and really help us win games. And it's been a big help. His first game he comes in, drops I think 24 points. It's big. It's big, especially with us not having everybody every single game. He comes in and he does what he has to do.
Anybody else who maybe has surprised you in terms of maybe stepped into a role that they weren't supposed to at the beginning of the year and has really outplayed their expectations? Anybody come to mind for this season?
Dominic Jennings, I knew he could shoot the ball, but this man started the season out hot, and every single team is now face guarding him and stuff. So he's not getting as much shots, but that kid, he's a dog. He can whatever you need from him. He's getting steals, getting to the rim, anything. I love his game. I love the energy he brings, and he's a good kid.
And it's a good young core that the Bearcats have so far. And not only some of your teammates, but you will also be a part of it for the next few seasons to come. So bright futures at St. Vincent. Hey, Adam, thanks so much for your time this afternoon. And we appreciate you coming on.
Yes, sir. Thank you for having me.
And we'll be back with more basketball action coming up on the PAC Sports Network right after this.